Today we are going to see important points in brain. This is going to be quick revision points. Major part of the human brain is formed by cerebrum. Forebrain consists of cerebrum, thalamus and hypothalamus. You have got forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Under forebrain you have three parts: cerebrum, thalamus and hypothalamus. Cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. So these lobes are formed by cerebrum. So cerebrum forms the major part of the human brain. Under forebrain you have cerebrum, thalamus and hypothalamus. This is the cerebrum. If a longitudinal deep cleft divides like this, if you look at the brain from front, okay, and divide it into a longitudinal means lengthwise deep cleft, a deep division divides the cerebrum into two halves, the right cerebral hemisphere and left cerebral hemispheres. So you have got two cerebral hemispheres. Cerebrum forms the major part of the brain. This comes under forebrain. Yes, deep cleft or a deep division in lengthwise divides the cerebrum into two halves, right cerebral hemisphere and left cerebral hemisphere. These cerebral hemispheres are joined at the base by, they are connected by tract of fibers. That is, tract means a bundle of fibers, that is called as corpus callosum. Okay, so right and left cerebral hemispheres are connected by a tract of nerve fibers called as corpus callosum. Major part of the human brain is formed by cerebrum. The cerebrum, forebrain consists of cerebrum, thalamus and hypothalamus. A longitudinal cleft divides the cerebrum into two hemispheres, right and left cerebral hemispheres. But these hemispheres are united at the base by tract of fibers called corpus callosum. The layer of cells which covers the cerebral hemispheres is called as cerebral cortex. Okay. So you have seen in biology book there will be convoluted like this, lot of folds. This layer of this cerebral hemisphere is covered by a layer of cells. The cerebral hemispheres are covered by layer of cells. A single layer of cells which covers these hemispheres is called as cerebral cortex. You call the layer as cerebral cortex. So grey matter is formed by cerebral cortex. Have you seen the brain? The color of the brain will be greyish. Due to greyish appearance, it is called as grey matter, and this grey matter is formed by cerebral cortex. So the layer of cells, outer layer of cells is called as cerebral cortex. Greyish appearance due to the cerebral cortex is due to neuronal cell bodies. That is, now you have to remember the structure of neuron like this: nucleus, axon, dendrites. Okay. So this is called as neuronal cell bodies. These neuronal cell bodies are distributed all over the cerebral hemispheres, which gives this brain, the cerebral cortex area, a greyish appearance. So the greyish appearance is due to neuronal cell bodies. Next, prominent folds of the brain is due to cerebral cortex. Okay, so we know the brain has got numerous folds. Okay, this prominent folds are due to cerebral cortex. The cerebral cortex contains sensory area, motor area and sensory or motor area. They are called as association areas. Sensory area means which gives the sensation, motor area means which give instructions to carry out an action. Sensory and motor, this is going to be a mixed area, that is association area between sensory and motor area, which receives the sensation and which gives instruction to the motor area is going to be association areas. And association, what is the function of association areas? They are responsible for complex functions like intersensory associations, memory and communication. Now, white matter is formed due to fiber of tracts covered with myelin sheath. The outer surface of the brain will look greyish. You call it as grey matter. The inner part of the brain will look whitish. That is called as white matter. So just now we saw the greyish appearance is due to the cell bodies, okay, but the whitish appearance is due to fiber tracts covered with myelin sheath. Inside the brain you have lot of nerve fiber tracts which runs throughout the brain, and they are covered with myelin sheath. We all know the neurons are covered with myelin sheath like this, okay, which helps. What is the function of myelin sheath? So that the action potential can jump between the nodes and the message will be passed quickly. So all the fiber tracts of brain will be covered with this myelin sheath so that quick nerve transmission is carried out. So fiber tracts covered with myelin sheath gives the brain a white matter, appearance of white matter. Thalamus is the major coordinating center for sensory and motor signaling. So we saw forebrain is made up of cerebrum, thalamus and hypothalamus. Thalamus is the part over here, okay, here. So this thalamus is the major coordinating center for sensory and motor signaling. Hypothalamus, this is thalamus. and the area below the thalamus is called as hypothalamus. This what is the function? It lies at the hypothalamus, lies at the base of the thalamus. Now what is the function of hypothalamus? Hypothalamus controls body temperature, urges to eat and drink whenever we feel thirsty and whenever we feel the appetite. Limbic system is formed by, what are all the structures which form the limbic system? This is an important MCQ. 4 structures form the limbic system: amygdala, thalamus, hypothalamus and hippocampus. So limbic system along with the hypothalamus helps in regulation of sexual behavior, expression of emotional reactions like we feel excited, the pleasure, rage and fear, and the feel of motivation. All these things are carried out by limbic system.